up, folks?
What's up? Afternoon.
We got the crew in the house. Good afternoon,
Yes, sir.
evening.
Cheers.
Cheers. We got somebody who is not on call this week.
That's right.
Nice.
I'll drink to
Next
that.
week.
Enjoy
Next week
himself.
I'll be
Next
on call.
week. Oh, great. So we got Mountain Bushcrafters, of course, in the house. Thank you for joining us, bud. It's going to take a minute. We know people will start filtering in. People can watch this thing on here on YouTube. They can watch it on my Twitter feed. They can watch it on my Facebook page. So hopefully,
I'm curious to see the Facebook people.
Yeah, it would be cool to get some folks from different locations. So, you guys have a good weekend, weekend, I guess. Yeah,
Had a fun weekend. Go ahead, Grant.
Yeah,
I was going to say I did get the notification. I'm on my laptop here. I did get the notification on my phone for Facebook and YouTube, so that's a plus.
Good. They're working then.
What's up, Wild Game Pursuit, David Martin?
Hey, man.
Nice. Yep.
We had a good, relaxing weekend at home.
Did you?
It.
Was it weather induced?
It was, it was windy. It was really windy. We're really windy again today. I mean, I don't know what's up. Really, really windy. I wish I had a windmill farm. And now, it's hot. So, but the breeze feels good when you're working and sweating.
So we're not the only ones. I mean, can I assume everybody else, we're all in the same, but this is like a heat wave going through, right? Like this isn't normal and this isn't going to last.
Hope not.
I don't mind heat. I don't mind the heat. I said that a lot. Like I hate the cold. I don't mind the heat. However, like my house right now is about 80 degrees and I'm okay with this. It's really rough down here. It's upsetting my wife and I'm having a hard time with that.
I'm with her. Screw that 80 degrees. That's hot. I hate the heat.
I froze up.
I dislike, and then heat plus the humidity, and it's through the roof right now. So, yeah, it's not the best time of year to be outside for me. I hate this time. Be out there in the morning, and then the mosquitoes. Right? It's not. We sound like a bunch of whiners. I'm going to stop complaining. I guess it was a great weekend. Right? Friday. I got my boat out to test that steering. We lost Stanley. Got the boat out to test that steering, right? Because I changed that cylinder on it, and guess what? She works like a champ. So I'm this much closer to putting her on the market. Got a few more little things I want to do and get her cleaned up real well. And then while I had the boat out and doing all that stuff, I got to go wet a line, do a little fishing. So it was good. It was all good. He's back. Let me get him in here.
Looking forward to that video this week, maybe.
Tomorrow morning, be looking for that thumbnail right there and give you an idea of what I was doing right there.
Are you going to get artistic with the black and white?
I figure I'd give it a shot. See what it does. Change it up a little bit. So real quick, I'll just show you what I was up to a little bit. Little something here. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Now, he just realized he's hooked. He's like, oh, I'm hooked? Let me get the hell out of here. Sorry, bro. You ain't getting the hell out of nowhere. Let's look at you.
Yeah.
That's all you get. So that was Friday. So I've been doing little things the rest of the weekend, but that was my main thing was Friday is get that boat out there, make sure the steering is on point, and it is, and catch a couple fish. So I caught more than just fish. That you'll see in the title of the video, it'll say something about didn't expect to catch that, and it was true. So you'll get to see what else I catch besides that.
Can I ask, is that Calaveras?
Yes, that's Calaveras Lake.
So there's some interesting stuff in that lake. I'm curious to see what you get your hands on.
Mm-hmm. I didn't touch it even. I just used
catch
the
a
pliers.
buzz.
Stanley, when you popped out, we lost your slides. So if you want to pull those back in here.
Yeah, for sure.
When you get a chance, we'll show those too. So were you saying what you did for the weekend, Stanley? Was yours pretty much just a chill weekend or no?
No. So Rachel, and so I'm going to do a whole thing. I'm kind of revamping our Patreon thing. I'm going to do a whole new separate deal on this for Patreon. And then you guys are going to be the only ones, like, I'll let you know. I'm not going to do this on the channel, but Rachel, She is a coach for the UIL tournament, which is like the academic tournament. They're the entity that does all the school related functions,
Right.
school competitions. So she coaches the academic team, the science team for the high school. And she had 2 students who went to state competition this last weekend, which was held in Austin. So I drove up there being the loving and supportive husband that I am, so that I could, help her in a stressful competition and assist in whatever way possible. Of course, I wasn't allowed on campus during the competition. I couldn't be there physically. I was there in heart and spirit. But while that was all going on, I was at Lady Bird Lake. I was at Barton Springs, the springs that feed the lake, and I went and did a little fishing. And can I pull those slides up?
I'll pull them up for you real quick. I think.
All right. So I got some pictures. This is going to be the next video that we put out next week, along those lines. Yeah, this place, I love it to death. I've been wanting to make this video for about 5 years because this place is just gorgeous. That water right there is beneath my feet. It's 10, 12 feet deep, and you can see all the way to the bottom. Like you can see all the fish. It's gorgeous in there when you're there early in the morning.
Holy.
That's the same bridge. Later that afternoon, it was a party. It erupted. People started hanging out of hammocks under the bridge. They started jumping off. It became a crazy nightmare mess, and I was out there fishing in the middle of it.
Yeah, that don't help fishing.
It was rough. It was
Look
rough.
like they're having fun, though.
Yeah, and I mean, there was a unique odor, a scent to the entire place, of course. I did manage to jump in. I couldn't go there and not, jump in and take some shots. Got some shots here. What you're not seeing in this, like what's kind of hidden back there in the background, if you see there's like that shadow right in the middle, that is the biggest bass I have ever seen in my life. I swear he's 20 inches. I took like I eyeballed it because I couldn't get anywhere near him. They were finicky. They were skittish. And I measured him out like underwater, and I measured to about this mark on my arm. And I'm looking. I took a ruler to that, and that was about 20 inches. Is what he measures in at.
You got a nice long ear, it looks like there, and then a regular bluegill, huh?
Yeah, all kinds of pretty little guys swimming around. There's some other stuff. These are just a couple of the pictures we got. I like that picture just because he's in the sun. That
water is crazy clear, like you said.
Yeah, and it made for some really, really pretty shots of, the fishing wasn't the best because of everything going on. But it's going to be a fun video. It's going to be a pretty video. So
the video is from this weekend's trip?
Yeah, the one that's coming up next will be from Barton Springs, yeah.
Cool, very cool.
Good times. I love Austin, and I'm super excited. I haven't even started editing this one yet. Super excited about jumping in on it, though. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, sounds like it. Danny Baker's in the house. Okay, fishing. David Martin. How you doing, David? Glad you guys are here. Glad you joined us. Wild Game Pursuit. I think one of you guys already welcomed him earlier.
Peter's in there. What's up, Peter? Okay, Fishing is my moderator for the Discord server. If you haven't gotten in on that, you need to. The Discord server is awesome, and this dude is tearing it up.
You said that last live that he was killing it for you.
He is. This dude's a workhorse. I'm loving him.
Yeah, I need a little, I don't know, tutorial for Discord. I get notifications, it's like, hey, we're going live on YouTube, buddy.
I don't even get
2 o'clock, but
it's a learning curve. I'm learning. I'm figuring things out. Luckily, I got this dude because okay, Fishing. He's doing like all the work for me. He's just awesome to have around because I don't understand it either. I'm figuring it out, but he's taking care of me.
Good deal. Good deal. Hey, Wild Game Pursuit. Did you put together that all videos playlist yet? But let us know because we'd be interested in maybe playing that playlist for a while. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Watch hours. Yeah, definitely. Need to get them watch hours. Yeah, it feels good to be posting a fishing video tomorrow since I haven't posted a fishing video since early this year. All the other ones have been like dealing with grilling and that kind of stuff. So it will be nice to finally have a little bit of fishing done. It'll be the last fishing I probably do. Well, I don't know for sure, but until I'm up in Michigan. So There's a Discord server. Stanley put the link up there for those folks who are not in it. It don't work.
Wild Game Pursuit has no playlists.
Man.
Oh, you got to have that, man. They tie together.
Yeah, it's so easy to do. Just create a playlist and then throw all your. Don't put lives in there if you've done any lives because they'll jack it up. But everything else put in there.
What's up, Kelly?
Kelly,
Blue collar's in the house. Good evening, Kelly. How you doing?
You got to have the playlists, man, because it tells YouTube like, hey, like these videos are connected. So if somebody watches this video, YouTube automatically is like, well, they like this one. Let's show them this one. It's in the same playlist.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it makes it easier for somebody who just wants to binge watch everything you got.
Yeah.
Play on the first video and let it go.
Yeah, I do it all the time. Is people don't even understand. They might think that I'm like not watching their videos or something like that. I am. I watch a lot of videos. But what I will do oftentimes, I'm working at home. I work out of the house now. I will get on the computer, start doing my work, and on the TV, I just put on videos. I go right. I'm not even kidding. I go right to the subscription feed, and I just hit play, and I just run through it. So you don't always get a comment from it. You don't always get the thumbs up, but you do get 100% retention, and you do get all your ads watched.
Yep. That helps.
Yeah.
That all helps a bunch. Yeah, for those. So we did the Michigan trip last year. We were lucky enough to get everybody up there. I think, Stanley, I don't know if you're going to make it this year. We were going up, I think it was like the 22nd of June originally, and then 22nd. Through the, I think it's like the 6th or 7th of July. And then we're looking at the calendar, and we've got this new holiday, Juneteenth, right? You all familiar with that? Well, it's a federal holiday, so me and Audrey are both off. That's the Monday, the 19th, right? So we would be off Monday and then work Tuesday, Wednesday, and then leave Thursday to go to Michigan. And we're like, well, let's just take 2 more days off, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, and leave the prior Friday to go to Michigan. And we just gave ourselves a whole nother week up in Michigan for the trip to Michigan. So we're going to be up there probably the 19th through the, like I said, 6th or 7th of July. I don't remember our exact date we're leaving. So I'm happy with that. More time I can spend up there, the better.
Right. Hopefully it's good weather and the fish are biting.
And you're going to be filming when you're up there. It's about 99% chance I'm not going to be able to make it. We've got a crazy summer. But if I don't make it, I do at the very least expect and require that you guys are going to harass me on camera during a video. I want to get called out, show the footage of last year, being like, hey, this is what we did last year, and now this is what this guy's missing.
This year. Yeah, absolutely.
What's up, Danny Baker?
All right, Blue Collar's got a playlist of all his videos, so if you want to get him some watch time, there you go.
Are you still hurting for watch time? I thought you were monetized.
Yeah, I think he is.
I know I got his notification today for a new video, and yours, Stanley. I haven't had a chance to watch it. It was a busy day.
Look, I told Stanley earlier backstage, that was a good video. I enjoyed the heck out of that one.
I was really nervous about this one. So, yeah, I appreciate that. Got a lot of comments. NBA saw you. I haven't responded to anybody yet. I apologize. Had a migraine. Really messed me up this morning. But, yeah, I got a little experimental with this one. So I was excited to hear that it wasn't a complete and utter failure. It very easily could have been.
No, I think it was because Peter. I think Peter made it all.
He did. My brother, Peter, if you're still in the chat, we were talking about that. Your assistance with this video made it something special.
Exactly. Yeah, it was all about Peter. So
what hurts is cutting his footage because I wasn't able to fit 3 hours into the video.
There it is, at more Peter.
Yeah.
That was my comment on the video.
Yeah.
Hashtag more Peter.
Nice.
Peter makes everything better. Man, we're getting somewhere weird now. Oh, man. So, besides Michigan, the reason you might not make it is because you're doing other things travel-wise. So, what's a little do you got any, like, we know we're going here first in this month or any of that figured out yet?
We don't know when we're doing anything. I have
I like that. We don't.
I have Austin is like a return trip to Austin is like 99% scheduled. I just need to book some tickets. I need to actually get my tickets. Mexico is that's about a 99% thing, but we don't have the dates yet. That COVID shut us down. We're trying to get that rescheduled. I will be in California, I believe at the end of June. I'll be at VidCon, the YouTube conference, and I'm going to try, like, if the hotel has a pond or anything, I'll be fishing that. I will be fishing any body of water I can find.
Sir, that's a swimming pool. You can't fish there.
There's fish in it. I see fish. I will catch something. I am that good. This is my channel. And then we will be in Wisconsin, but it's going to be like this crazy turnaround trip. We're going to Wisconsin. We're going to be up there for a couple of days, and then we're coming right back down. And then Wisconsin's going to come down here to Padre Island.
That's cool.
Right during fishing season, of course. And then we have Houston is booked and scheduled and ready to go at the end of July.
Nice.
So we don't have the dates per se, but I mean that's all going to be in an almost 6-week window.
Very cool.
Tiring.
So OK Fishing says he's got his first real trip coming up next few weeks. He's going fly fishing for the first time. That's cool, man.
Nice.
Good luck. Hope you have a good time doing it.
Mr.
Now, is OK Fishing, you're out of Oklahoma? Is that a good assumption or no?
He's in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Correct me if I'm right. British Columbia is where you're at. I believe that's Canada. Oh yeah, we've done some interesting fishing. We've had some ideas about releasing invasive species in Waco too, for the fun of it.
That's funny.
That is.
Outdoors in Maryland. How you doing? Welcome aboard. Glad you joined us. Appreciate it.
Hey.
Yes, sir. Cheers.
Mm-hmm. So, Grant, other than Michigan, you're still coming to Michigan, right?
We're going to try our best.
Okay.
I mean, we still got lawyer stuff going on.
Yeah.
Still
waiting on stuff. I mean, we're going to do our best. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we'll be there. Whether it's the weekend prior to July 4th or the weekend before that, I'm not sure 100% yet. But
that's fine because, like I said, the rest of the family shows up that right before the weekend of July 4th, I guess. I'm thinking right. So basically, we're gonna have like a week to a week and a half before they all show up to be up there, which will be kind of nice. You know, that would be the more peaceful time.
Right. All right, Brad. Sounds great.
Oh, that's right. He's gonna be up there too.
Yeah, we're gonna. Unless something shitty happens, we're gonna be there.
Cool. I've already got a pork shoulder that I'm bringing up to cook, and I've got a brisket that I'm going to bring up with us to do Texas style brisket for everybody up there.
Have you heard anything from Steve? Is he going to be around for that, or is he? I know he's got other stuff going on.
We were talking on that other message group. He sounded like he was, it's too far out for me to. But yeah, I'd hope I'm there type thing. So we'll see as we get closer. British Columbia, okay.
Yeah, smart move. I respect that, and I also like the name. Just period. OK Fishing. I think that's a very solid name to have.
Yeah.
Easy
to
remember.
Caller, thanks for dropping in, brother. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you.
We'll see you, Kelly.
Outdoors in Maryland said they got snakeheads up there we could have.
I'm in on that. I want snakehead. That's one of the ones I want to collect a bunch of them. I'm sushiing everything this year. So everything that I ate last year that's we got to try to see if it's edible. We're going to do it sushi this year. Yeah.
Better you than me. Say you're going to be there for brisket night.
Yeah. You got brisket sushi. I like my steaks super raw.
Not brisket.
Super rare.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time up there. And then, Stanley, me and you, Ben's not in here tonight, is he?
He is, but he can't have audio. So we can make fun of him all we want.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
So,
he can't hear us. So.
Yeah, I did. He can't hear us?
He's got to go no audio.
Let me try to do some sign language for him.
You could just type it in the chat.
Yeah. So when we get back from, when I get back from Michigan, when you get back from one of your many adventures, late July, we're going to Galveston to go out on that big boat with Ben to go after some red snapper, which will be my first red snapper trip ever, right?
That's going to be your first red snapper?
Yeah, I've been out on big boats
awesome.
out of California, and I've been out on one out of Virginia, but I haven't done any of them here on the Gulf Coast. And I'm not a big fan of the head boats. Right?
I'm not either.
All those people on there and stuff, but it just seems like it's going to be a pretty cool experience. Get out there, get on some red snapper, and have a good time. So I was surprised. It's a dang 12-hour trip.
Good. So that's a good solid length.
Yeah. Well, he said 4 hours drive out, 4 hours to fish, and 4 hours drive back.
Hey, that's some good drinking times. What that is. Now,
you can't bring your own alcohol either, but they'll sell you beer for $2.50 a piece.
All right, I can buy into that.
Yeah, me too.
I'll have my flask, my hip flask.
Don't let them catch you; they'll throw you overboard and feed you to the sharks.
Yeah, it's going to be at least a 4-hour swim back to shore.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not. The speed those party boats go, I might be allowed to swim it. It's a 4-hour drive just out for some snapper. I assume that's going to be in state water, right? Like they're not going to take us to federal water.
No, we're going federal waters. We're going. I think it was 60 to 80 miles out.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. That is a drive for some snapper.
Yeah.
That is a haul.
But I'll take it. I was on their website looking at the boat and the fish. Man, they bring in some fish.
Oh, sure. Well, 80 miles offshore, you better.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm down for it. They got the main area. There's seating and it's air conditioned and all that. So, chill out in there on the driveway if it's hot, because it's going to be the end of July. It's going to be hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll have a little sea breeze and stuff. It'll be all right. It'll be hot, but it'll be all right.
It'll be for you.
And we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna be going full on with it. Like I'm gonna have all my camera equipment, and I'm gonna take it all apart like the day before. So that entire 4-hour drive out there, I look all important trying to put my camera equipment together and make sure it's all.
Very funny.
Gonna try to make myself look as important as possible.
So you have to go far out in Galveston. That's what Danny Baker's saying.
I didn't know that.
I'm good with that though. It's one day. My back, I know when I get back, my back will be screaming for the bed. But
yeah. I hope we get to limit out on some good size snapper. I'm tickled and excited. I get to be with you on your first snapper.
Yep. I actually have caught a legal red snapper and ate it, but I caught it at the jetties in Port Aransas.
You caught a legal red snapper at the Port Aransas jetty.
16-inch red snapper at Port Aransas.
It fell off someone's boat.
Snagged it as it was floating dead.
Yeah.
No, we've caught a few there, but usually they're undersized.
Yeah.
Back. But we got one that was big enough.
I've seen them before. They're there.
Mm-hmm.
But we catch them. We used to catch them not far offshore. I mean, they're around.
Right.
We have a spot that we go to that we can take a john boat out. That we go when it's Texas waters are open for them. We take a john boat out to go get them.
Nice.
But I am not giving up that spot.
Talking about red snappers, and you did your video on size and season and all that already for red snapper. And now Texas Parks and Wildlife just has a new release. Yep, season starts on 1 June. But there's a new requirement for boats that are out there fishing reefs, and this is a federal requirement, or for like red snapper or whatever. You have to have the mechanism to deflate them. You know what I mean? Hit them behind that pec fin or they prefer there's a device they make now
Yep.
that you hook on a fishing rod, you hook the fish to it, and as you drop it down, when it gets to a certain depth, it automatically releases and lets the fish off.
Yeah, they only have to go down like 4 or 5 feet and they'll drop. To my knowledge.
People are dropping them 20, 30, 40 feet down.
Well, sure, and go for it. Like I would too if I had the device.
Yeah. So now you have to have that capability on board. Man, it's
wow. I didn't. Yeah, that's a new one. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that just came out. I saw that like 2 days ago.
That's for federal water.
Well, that's what Texas don't make it clear. They say fishing in the Gulf. So they don't say federal versus state. They just say it's a federal requirement fishing in the Gulf. So is that something where the feds are imposing a requirement on all waters or what? I know a lot of people in Florida had already had that requirement.
And how do you, okay, so my thought on that is like, I'm fine with all of this. Regardless, I don't care if it's Texas water or federal water, you need to be venting your snapper. But how do they determine, how do they legally tell the difference between that device and a fillet knife? Like, how do you write the law on that?
I guess you'd have to look at it. I'm sure there's some kind of stipulations on the design. You're talking about the venting tool?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably some kind of stipulations on the design. Because I've seen people use regular knives and do it too.
That's what we do. I mean, if you know where to hit them, you know where to hit them. It doesn't matter what you're using.
Yeah. Hooked up backlashes in the house.
What's up, man?
Yeah, I've got the web. I got it open, as a matter of fact.
Mark J. Larson, what's up?
Hey.
Yeah, called the Descend Act. Requires all commercial and recreational anglers to possess a venting tool or a rigged descending device on their boat while fishing for reef fish in the Gulf of Mexico. Period.
Yeah, see, that's a vent tool. That's a knife. I don't know how
I mean, for $3 or maybe it's $6 on Amazon, you can order one. It's just all it is a like a needle, right, where it has a pokey end with a hole in it and air comes out. And it's not that big of a deal.
I'm gonna get one of those tools that they use to patch tires.
Yeah, there you go.
It shreds them as it goes in there.
That worked perfect.
Grant, you guys ever have to vent anything when y'all are fishing up there, like sturgeon or nothing?
I've never caught a sturgeon. They're not around here, but no, I've heard of people that catch bass real deep, that they do something like that to float them or something. But no, I've never seen anybody do it in person either.
Yeah, I've mostly on videos.
When we get way offshore, like 60, 80 miles. Well, if you're 60, 80 miles out of our area down here, you'd probably be in closer to 1,000 feet of water, like depending on if you can get off the shelf or not. When you catch fish out there, it's interesting. Like if you're in 200 feet of water, you have to vent them. But if you're in 1,000 feet of water, they're in so many different like atmospheric pressure differences that when you pull them up, the oxygen in their blood actually expands so far on the way up that they explode from the inside out. Like they come to the surface and their eyes will be like just
eyes are bloated out. Yeah,
bugging out, and they'll have oxygen seeping out of their skin.
They're pretty much dead when they get.
Oh yeah, they just have explosions.
Barrel fish and tile fish and stuff like that. Man.
Yeah, but the sharks don't do that. The sharks seem to their metabolism's higher or something. They're able to push the oxygen through their system better.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know, right? Because they're the ones that are sitting there munching on your barotrauma tile fish.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what else we got to talk about, guys? What else you got? What you guys on a? We asked each other, hooked up in backlash. That's Rob. Hey, you guys in the chat, did any of you all go fishing this weekend?
Yes, tell us about it. What'd y'all guys get?
Yeah. Did any of you beat that fish, or did I catch the biggest fish of the weekend?
Well, you've also got to show them my bass. Show them my bass.
Catch versus saw. I caught a big fish.
Caught versus this shadow in the background of a photo.
He saw a big fish. So
that's not the one I'm talking about.
The biggest fish he saw. All right, there were them.
In the
He
background,
claims that log right there is a big bass.
in the background, that shadow is a massive bass, and he's facing me. He was like 30 feet away.
That's what he really was doing while he was there.
Yeah,
That's him right there on top, standing up, getting ready to jump.
Peter filming me.
That's the same bridge right there.
Yeah, same bridge.
That's ridiculous. This is right before Stanley fell off the log.
Yeah, I almost went in. I mean, I'll have that in the video too. I did almost go in. It was rough. But I had to get under that mat, dude. All those bass, everything was hanging up under that big mat right next to that log. And I fished that thing for a solid, like 16 hours, 2 days. I fished that thing, couldn't get anything out of there. Bluegills. I got bluegills.
Nice.
Yeah, Danny was actually, we were talking about possibly getting him up there. We were mulling over that.
Let's see what we got. Turkey hunt. Wild Game Pursuit was turkey hunting this weekend. So how'd you do? Did you get a turkey?
Definitely.
Had it happen up north with perch. Wow, I've never seen that up north with perch. That's interesting. I get it. You know, depth is depth. However deep you get them, you bring them up from deep water. That's what gets them. Danny did some snorkeling. Cool.
Okay, fishing. That's what I posted those pictures in the Discord server. That's Austin, Texas, is where I was at for that one. And yeah, so wild game. I know. I totally agree. I'd have got more views if I fell in. Honestly, I would have got a whole lot more views if I collected maybe just a few more shots of the bikinis that were wandering around. I didn't do that either.
God
damn. There were so many that there was no way I could avoid not having them in the background. You're welcome. But I wasn't going to focus on doing that, especially when Rachel came kayaking up. But that's going to be the Patreon video that goes out this week. This is Rachel's kayak adventure.
Very cool. Danny may take the kayak.
It's looking like it's going to be decent.
The kayak, the rigs this weekend. Fingers crossed. Weather holds. You're taking the kayak to the rigs. Like, how far out are you going? Inquiring to know how far you're going on that dang kayak.
They got that little pipe off of Mustang Island. I think that thing's like a mile or two. But I want to say Sammy Dam is like, I was actually having that conversation this weekend. I think Sammy Dam's like 9 miles is what I was told.
Yeah, there's a lot of little gas ones out there.
Yeah.
You can see them from the beach that people go to. Troll around them, get some king macs and stuff like that, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Sharks hang out around them. We used to, we had a little sailboat when I was in high school. And there was a rig, we called it Spadefish Pipe. It was just one of those pipes, and it was right off of Fish Pass. And we could sail to that thing in about an hour with the little 2-person sailboat. And we'd sail that thing out there and completely fill that thing with spadefish.
Wow.
I mean, like 100 pounds of spadefish.
I've heard spadefish is very good.
Yeah, it is. We enjoyed it.
A couple miles, sometimes 5 miles. Okay, that's still a long ways on a dang kayak. But
a lot of paddling, sounds like to me.
Yeah, paddling or pedaling.
Yeah.
Unless you got one of the ones with the motors now. They got the ones with the trolling motors built into them.
Yeah, that's true.
They're pretty slick. Pretty slick.
Mm.
So
you get the wind at your back on the way back most of the time.
And then when you get close to shore, you got the waves trying to trash you.
And they're always bigger in the afternoon than they are in the morning. So, yeah, make sure you got all your catch on a stringer.
And everything attached to the kayak.
Yeah.
So let the record show this May 10th live stream based on the chat and photographic evidence that John caught the biggest fish.
How big was that? Was that even legal?
No, it wasn't. It was 19 inches. It was 1 inch short of legal. But it was still the biggest fish.
Let the record stand that John is trying to brag about a fish that was too small to keep.
Exactly.
Stanley, ouch. Beat me down.
You're harassing me about my toad of a bass.
And I want a preemptive strike here, Stanley. I don't want to hear no crap about how dirty my boat is again in the video tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Because you still didn't fix the headliner in that Chevy. I know you didn't.
No, I didn't. And I still drive it around too, a couple times a week.
You know, that's just like, it's almost like a cardboard piece in there. You just take it out, take the trim off, take it out, rip that shit that's hanging down, get whatever material you want, a fish seine or whatever, spray 3M glue on there, lay that out on there, put back in. Now you got mahis or something as your headliner.
You're right about that. The problem with it is that it's a single cab. And so I have to remove the pillars and part of the dash to get it out. Not the dash, I guess, but the pillars on the corners. And that it's fiberglass. If you don't finagle it out of there just right, if it bends too much, the whole thing is shot. You're done.
Yeah.
So
you just gotta do it just right.
Yeah, you just got to do it right. You're my buddy Nick is real good at it. He was actually going to do it for me, and he got caught up in some other projects. I was kind of waiting on him. I was going to pay him to do it because he's got experience with it, and we just haven't been able to pull it off yet.
So, Danny, it's about an hour one way.
I hope you're trolling.
5 miles an hour. That I guess that's about if you're paddling. Right? Does that make sense? 5 miles an hour?
That sounds about right to me.
Yeah, it adds up.
I'm curious what rigs you're going to. Are you going to the ones off Bob Hall?
Yeah, I would have to have the one with the trolling motor built in. Just hit power and go.
Right. Just kick back, throw out two lines to
troll.
Have a deeper and a higher water column troll and go to town.
Have a diver on there and have something that runs up top. Yeah, that'd be cool. I've seen plenty of the kayakers out there around those little rigs that are like 5-6 miles out there, and that's why they're usually the pedal ones. They're pedaling their ass off, trolling a couple and catching big old King Max and stuff. So that's cool.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be intense.
Yeah. Intense would really be hooking into a big shark while you're on that damn kayak 5 miles offshore.
Danny, you want to have some fun. You got to one of them rigs. If you really are like, you want to go cojones to the wall, take a bait, like, a yay size kind of bait and a good size circle hook, drop it and let it sit on the bottom with like a massive Carolina rig or something like that. Let that thing sit on the bottom. And you got a really good chance of hooking into one of those stingrays, if not a shark. But the stingrays like to pile up around those rigs, and they're way bigger than the ones you find at the beach. We've hauled in several 1 to 200 pound stingrays at those rigs. That is a fight. You feel like you hooked the rig.
Hooked up Backlash says his buddy got into a big tarpon and got towed all over. Shark will tow you around too, I guess.
Yeah, it will. It'll take you a couple miles.
Was that here in Texas, man, or was he somewhere else like Florida or somewhere? Because I know we have tarpon along Texas coast, but they're a lot fewer and further between than they are, seem to be over in Florida area. So that would be interesting to know if a big one. I've seen people catch some, but they've always been, the little ones, not them great big 100-pounder. Yeah, Texas. Wow, that's cool.
That's here.
Yeah,
I've seen them at the rigs, and I caught one just last November. I had it in a video, but you didn't see him. But I did hook into one on the Port A jetty. They're impossible to keep hooked. They throw hooks really good.
I see them. People get them off Port A or more the Mansfield, the ones down at the bottom of the Padre Island. I've seen people catch them off of there before. I don't even know if you're on a boat. I don't even know how you target those. Usually, like if you're watching Florida, it's around a bridge and they got great big baits that they're putting out for them, live baits, big mullets and stuff like that. So I don't know how people who fish for them in Texas, if they're targeting specifically tarpon, what they're using to try to catch them.
We were talking about doing that. What's up, man?
You gonna try to get them?
Yeah, my dad and I were talking this weekend about going out there for fun and trying it. And our I've always caught them on like big spoons and slabs and things like that, big shiny things. But when they're heavy, that's when they throw them really easy. It has to be a light lure so that it doesn't pull the hook out. But my dad was saying live mullet, just keep a live mullet on the surface.
Yeah,
With a cork.
a lot of people use live bait. Oh, he was trolling for kings and hooked a massive tarpon. That's a cool story.
Yeah, that would be fun.
You wish he had cameras or something to catch that. That's one of those things in a kayak, boy. Because if you let them get you sideways in a kayak, if it's big, it can roll you. Then you go swimming. And good morning. Good morning. How you doing?
Hey.
Well, you try to say that, Stanley. Go ahead.
Indika Risky.
Ridsky. Yep.
One of my bucket list items is to catch a fish bigger than the boat I'm in.
Bigger than the boat.
My dad did it with that sailboat. And I've always heard stories. So the story is that, when you're in high school, obviously it's a little bit different story, but you got this little, I don't know how big the sailboat is, but it's a small little 1-2 person sailboat, little sailfish sailboats. And you go out there and you hook into a shark. It's not that hard to find a shark that's bigger than your sailboat. But the thing is that they haul you down the beach and everything. And what happens is that in order to land this shark, you're fighting him for a while. But then you have to have him up next to the boat, like Old Man in the Sea style, which obviously is like, exactly what I'm gunning for. But then you have to drag him up on the beach right in front of the hotels. Like on Memorial Day, on some day when there's a lot of tourists, maybe spring break.
Nice.
That's the goal.
Well, I was going to say just get a really small boat.
That's the key. Yeah, you get a small boat.
Little bitty boat, not maybe an 8-foot kayak. Even then, man, that's a big fish if it's going to be bigger than that.
Big shark, but Old Man in Sea style. You got to, lasso him to the side of the boat, and then you got to make sure you go to the most populated hotel on the beach. The one with the one that makes the best drinks at the bar because you want people buying you drinks.
Showing it off.
Yeah.
Danny says, get your drag set right. You don't have to worry about them pulling you over sideways. I guess that is true.
Yeah. Finesse.
Lonesome Not I says, I'll pull it up here so everybody can see it. It says he can't get a hook and a tarpon more than 10 pounds. 15 5-footers in the last month.
That was me last weekend.
That's still a very good. That's a good fish. Dang. Heck yeah, that's a good fish. Now, there you go. Take a float tube out. Look, here's what you do. You have your uncle take you out in that fancy boat.
Bring a lure in that thing.
Bring a float tube with you, and then jump overboard with the float tube and hook into that big shark.
That sounds exactly like something my family would have me do, and that would make me the lure. They would want me to have some hooks on my ankle. It would be awesome.
Yeah, make sure Peter's there to get some good footage.
Yeah, exactly.
so that my memory can live on.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. He was trolling by a bridge last week and got nailed. Turned around and saw a splash. It was 40-inch barracuda. Oh,
yeah.
Man. So I'm assuming Lonesome Not I, you're in Florida. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, his Lonesome Not I, his trick is that he's got a fish whistle.
What?
Fish whistle.
Yeah.
What? You got to elaborate on that.
Right.
Just saying. That's what he calls it, a fish whistle.
I like so. Okay, this is exactly how the greatest YouTube channels operate. They always have that thing that attracts you in. Anybody wants to find out about the fish whistle? Check out Lonesome Not I. I will be.
Yep.
He's calling in 40-inch barracudas.
Gotta know now.
Playing hooky.
There he is.
And Hookie's in the house.
Peter, I'll get you in on that. I have been told I'm not allowed to jump in when we are offshore like that, but there are caveats to that rule.
Yeah, there's got to be stipulations or something.
Big damn sharks, man.
Tell them you want them. Here you go. So you get in the tube. They tie you to the boat like they're going to pull you in a tube like we do on the lakes. But then you have a rod with a line out, so you're actually trolling. When you hook something big, then they cut you away from the boat.
Yeah,
and then
let me get
follow
away.
You and film you as you go for the ride and fight.
You know, that would actually that would right there. So that would be one of the reasons why I would not be allowed to do this, because it's not efficient. I'm less likely to catch that fish. And these guys, they want that fish and they want it in the boat. They don't want you to screw around. That'd be me screwing around. That's where I'm going to get shut down. Not that I'm opposed to it. And we've had some ideas of doing some stuff like that with the cameras to get our shots.
I think you should do it. I think you should just go for it one day.
I'll see if I can't figure something out with that. My dad might be interested in doing that, something on his boat, and we can still hook into a big game shark with his.
There you go. Yeah,
Be neat.
Salmon horn. Huh. Says he's in the Keys. Oh God, I'm so jealous already. Fish whistle on deck. All right, we're gonna have to check that out. See what the heck that is.
Is that like one of those deer whistles that you put on the bumper?
Right? You remember those? You get them in J.C. Whitney catalog, right?
Yeah.
Where you mount it on your bumper and it most make a sound so the deer won't run in front of your dang car.
Yeah.
I remember that stuff. Man, J.C. Whitney, that's throwback. You used to buy so much cheap, horrible crap off of those. But it looked good for a little bit.
I bought one of those whistles for my dad one year. It was like a birthday present. I was a kid. I was a little kid, and it was dumb. Like, my dad was like, no, I'm not doing this. And it was the funniest damn thing because, like, in high school, like, you know, I heard about it later on. I was, like, remembering it or whatever. And it was like that deer whistle. Dude, the deer that we have here are, like, knee-high. Like, they're not going over the hood of your car. They're going to go underneath it. Like, there was no point in worrying about it. They're like mosquitoes here.
Ooh, create a whistle to get mosquitoes away. I'd pay for that. All right, so he's going to send us a TikTok of his salmon horn. Now, also not I saying that the fish whistle is illegal in most states.
True story.
More and more intriguing, isn't he?
Yeah, it is. I didn't even know that was a real thing, and apparently this is legitimate to the point where the government felt like they got it. They need to get involved.
It's legal in Illinois. We actually have a recreational shop here for fish whistles.
You guys, a recreational shop is one thing. And what does that have to do with fish whistle? Oh, you guys are killing me here.
That's what he calls it. Just saying.
All right, I'm going to have to see this.
Yeah, I'll be in on that. I hope you need to be back next week because we need to continue this conversation about the fish whistle after we all have seen it and know what we're
I've got a much better idea now based on what Grant said.
Yeah.
But I'm still
got to confirm. Still got to figure it out.
Exactly. Still got to go check it out and see what's the what.
NBA, you need a bumper sticker that says meat grinder. The hamburger machine.
So, Grant, in your state, driving down the road, you hit a deer goes down. Are you allowed to just take the deer and keep it or what?
No, you have to get law enforcement or game enforcement has to give you a salvation tag.
Okay. Same thing here in Texas. You got to notify the game, Fish and Game, and then they give you, if they want to let you have it, they give you paperwork that makes it legal for you to have that deer.
Well, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. In Michigan, now this could have changed. We haven't. Well, we'll see if anybody from Michigan pipes in here. But in Michigan, back in the day, you hit it, it dies, take it and use it. And so that's how it was back then. But I don't.
That sounds like some hunting to me.
Yeah. Oh, well, they're one right there.
He's coming right for us.
Mm-hmm.
I never hit a deer in Michigan, but Audrey sure did. And that story, she hit it, flies off into the ditch on the side of the road. Her brother Dale, who, my fishing buddy when we get to fish together, he jumps out of the vehicle and goes, and the deer is not dead. So it's suffering, right? But he has no knife on him. So a person comes out of their house for the commotion, and I think he borrowed a knife from them so that he could dispatch it.
All we have is this butter
in the back
knife.
of the vehicle and take it home.
That sucks, poor thing.
Yeah, here, even if you find like a deadhead skull with antlers, you've got to get it's not really a tag, but basically that's what it is.
Wow.
Mhm.
I see all these people out shed hunting. So they can't do
Yeah.
that there unless they have like a tag?
Now, if it's a shed, it's a shed. But if it's a
Oh, okay.
skull
Got
with
the antlers.
antlers,
Okay.
yeah, you're supposed to get I forget what it's called. It might even be a salvation.
I know I'm not sure about deer, but I know here in Texas, watching some of the game warden shows like alligators, like if you have an alligator, it has to have a certain tag on it, like
Yeah.
forever. For like if I have this alligator skull that Billy Bob sold me, it still has to have this tag on it when I'm displaying it. And if it don't, then I can get charged with whatever. I don't know, illegally having an alligator head, I guess. Wild Game Pursuit. So he comments in from Michigan. I was hoping he'd still be on here. So Michigan, you need a tag from DNR as well to keep the rope. So I guess it's pretty much across the board now. All the states got together and said, we can't let them just kill stuff and take it. They're going to have to let us know they killed it, and then we'll give them permission to take it.
So, in here in Texas, if I was to accidentally run over a deer tonight, and it's sitting there on the side of the road, what do? I call them and I'm like, hey, I totally accidentally hit this deer, and I want to claim it. How do I get that paperwork? Do they tell me that I can take the deer right there?
They come
because
to
there's
you.
like a record of the phone call.
They send out a game warden to you.
No kidding. So I got to sit there and wait by the deer. Game warden comes out, hands me whatever I need, if they even approve me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It gives you time to field dress it and everything.
Make it easy for him.
He gets there and you've already got packed in ice and everything.
Like 3 of them.
It was a whole herd. They just ran out in front of me.
Yeah.
Got them all.
The car kind of spun, so it was hitting a couple at a time.
It's like 3 12-point bucks.
Yeah, they might get suspicious.
I don't know, officer. I don't know how to explain it, but I just don't want them to go to waste. Just happen to have 3 ice chests on me.
It landed in the bed. Flew over the cab and landed right in the bed of the truck. You ever hear? There's an audio. It made me cry laugh. It was so funny. It's an audio of the guy who killed a deer or whatever, and the thing came back to life and was beating the shit out of him. Did you?
Yeah.
My God, it's there. I'm gonna have to search for that, and then if we remember next week, we'll put that on a short little clip. I don't know if we got.
Isn't that like he's calling the police or the game warden? He's stoned or drunk or something, and it's back there kicking the crap out of him. Yeah, and he said, "Oh man, I don't know what." Like he's just whatever he's saying. It was just hilarious.
It was hilarious, and he's a country bumpkin for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Guy has the back straps cut out, cooking him on the back of his car when the game warden shows up.
Hey, he gets his cut. I know how the game's played.
Blew right off. Oh man!
Everybody gets their due. There's taxes involved.
What have you hit anything with your car, Grant? Wildlife?
Man, I've come really, really close. I don't know if David Martin's still in here, but him and his wife were in from Canada one time, and I had to drive them about an hour away to the airport. And it was me and my son were in the front of my truck, and him and his wife were in the back seat of my truck. And that's the closest I've ever been to hitting a deer. And that was on the interstate doing 70.
Yeah, I hit one. Me and Joel, my wife was out of town. I was using her Jeep to pull the boat. We went down to Choke. So we were on the highway coming back from Choke, but I'm only driving about 55, 60 when I'm pulling the boat. And this doe ran right out. And the deer actually hit us because it wasn't like I'm coming and I hit the deer. I'm coming and the deer ran right into the front corner of the Jeep and goes flipping. Joel says, to this day, he says, that deer went by and I looked out the window and we made eye contact. And I did not hang around for a game warden to take that home with me because, man, I was just glad it didn't fly back there and hit my boat.
Yeah. Hope it didn't mess up the Jeep too bad.
Yeah, nothing the insurance couldn't fix. I called the insurance and said, hey, hit a deer. They said, yeah, okay. Here's your deductible. Go get it fixed.
I think the biggest thing I've hit was an armadillo. And
Like
that
hitting
was
a
down
rock,
in
ain't it?
Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've hit raccoons. But ask me again next week.
Yes, Brad. I have heard that. That one's pretty hilarious too. I hope that's true.
A lady called the radio station claiming that they were deer crossing signs because she seriously believed that the deer decided to cross. Yeah, I heard a story on that too.
And put they need to change where the signs are so that
so the deer cross in a different place. I do know that one.
you need to put a deer blind up right next to one of those signs.
Oh man, I imagine like you'll see people hit moose or something like that. Now that's a whole nother story.
Yeah,
That's not going to be good for the person hitting them. You know what I mean? As tall as they are, too, depending on what you're driving.
yeah.
Little car, you just take their legs out and their whole body mass.
You
is
can't
coming
just
in
put a
that
deer
one front
deflector on
windshield.
that thing and get through a moose.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, the deer in Florida are tiny.
Yeah, the key deer I have seen, not in person, but I've seen videos of them. They're little puny things. I forgot what key it is down there where they got a bunch of those little guys on it.
I bet they're tasty when they're all small like that.
Probably are tasty.
Like they're, the more adorable it is, typically the better they taste.
So you're trying to say kittens taste good? I haven't heard that cat on your video in a long time, so I'm just saying.
All I got to say is I've spent some time in Mexico.
Oh, damn.
They serve you weird things sometimes.
Brad's hit 4 deer with this truck. That's a lot of deer.
Wow.
My kind of
And
hunting.
that's not aiming for them?
Yeah. Are you speeding up?
Yeah, exactly.
You doing the old swing the door?
Oh, shoot. So you're going to pay a nice ticket if you hit a critically endangered species, I imagine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell nobody. I mean, if it was an
yeah.
accident, I wouldn't say shit. I'd be like, oh, I'm
I mean,
sorry, little thing, but I got to go.
Yeah, I'm
In
not
the
looking
car.
to like run over anything. I dodge frogs when I see them, running across the street. I don't want to do that to anybody. But if I was to hit like a falcon or something, even a vulture, vultures are heavily protected. I'm out of there.
Vultures are? Damn.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do anything to vultures.
I know here in Texas, birds of prey, you can't even have one of their feathers in your house. They catch you with a feather in your house. So all these people trying to make head things with those feathers better not be one of those birds of prey. The owls, the hawks, any of them.
Sea turtles are similar, same kind of deal like that. You don't touch a
sea
sea turtle; they get mad at you. The turtle people are vicious.
Yeah, very protective of the turtles, which is appropriate, I guess.
I got no problems with them. Just my issue with that is I was surfing in a hurricane about 15 years ago, and I had this sea turtle that was washed up on the beach, and he was beat to hell. Yes, that's what I'm saying. But I had the sea turtle that was beat to hell up on the beach, and so the Marine Science Institute was literally like 2 blocks away. Like I could see it from where I was standing when I picked up the turtle. So I picked him up, I put him in the bed, I took him over there, and they chewed me out for touching a sea turtle illegally. Like I called them on the phone and everything. They didn't write any tickets or do anything, but yeah, I got chewed out for delivering this turtle. I was a little upset about that.
That is messed up. Let's see what he's talking about. I know we got to go here real soon.
Peter's got even worse stories about that. I think we talked about in our podcast. He actually had a run-in with the game warden as a result of a similar story. They came and harassed him.
All right, let's see if I can figure this out real quick. So Brad says he sent me a picture of his truck. So let's go here.
After getting hit by a deer?
Oh, shoot. Let me go. Well, how am I going to do that? Hold on just a sec, guys. Keep chatting as I figure this out. I got it figured out.
Yeah, Lonesome Knot. I had a Thanksgiving like that a couple years ago.
One thing I have noticed during the live stream today, I've had Facebook and YouTube both open, and it seems like Facebook is a little bit ahead of YouTube.
Oh, as far as the delay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what his truck looks like after. Well, it's a Chevy, so of course it's damaged from. What you hit like a little baby fawn? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Sparrow, feathers in the air. I'm a Chevy guy. I'm giving you a hard time.
Chevy too. How are you making fun of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. And that's a nice new Z71 or whatever.
Yeah.
Not cool.
That does hurt.
All right. How do I stop that now?
Poor pretty black Chevy.
Mm-hmm. All right, folks, we got no minutes left. So where are we at next week? Are we back with Stanley next week?
Is my turn?
Stanley
Oh,
next
yes,
week?
yes. I'm looking
You
forward
get
to
to
hosting a
host?
live stream. Let's do this.
Cool. So we can't do the who's going to catch a fish bet because I'm not going fishing before next Tuesday, I don't think.
It's okay. You weren't going to win anyway.
I won this week. That's all that matters. So anyways, folks, thank you all for joining us. Grant, you got anything you want to throw out there at the end of the show?
Everybody have a great week. Go do something outdoors.
Yeah,
I'm going to try my best to get out besides working in the hot all week.
Nice.
Go and
Stanley,
enjoy this heat wave. Get out on the water. Go catch some fish. And let's all get back together again. My place next Tuesday. We'll have a couple of drinks and let's all chat about what we were able to catch over the weekend.
Let's do it. I'm going to probably be doing a little bit of work on the boat, and that's it. And then we're all going to be out of here.
Sounds good to me.
All right, folks. Let me find my exit video, and y'all have a good one. Until next
Cheers,
week.
guys.
Good night.